We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They font that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, someone be too who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. This an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new height with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
How to be a better ally to fat people.
Listen to a fat person for once in your life.
How dare you?
Thin privilege.
I'm a fat.
Fat oppression.
Come on.
Shaming fat people on a daily basis, threatening us with diabetes.
Pizza is a vegetable.
A lot of white allies and accomplices ask.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
One more move.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing. Testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 23 Hundo and 78 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everson K2 Flexing on all you
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
What's going on, famwise? How are we doing? Make sure you drop in the comments down below. What'd you smash today? What are you smashing today? This is Wednesday, November the 9th. Make sure you share the stream, leave us a review, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Check out the links down below for swolenormousx.com to join the fam, and of course, to ask us a question, to check out apparel, and so much more. Welcome, everyone. How are we doing? Suzanne, B, Willis, Brenda, Jason, Lady Hawk, Heidi. How we doing? Sean, Suzanne. I said Suzanne twice because Suzanne is super nice. How we doing, John? What's up, Lacey? How we doing, Robin? Everyone is here. Welcome to the show. Let's jump right into it. We got awesome Swole fan posts. We got a great show today. Let's fucking go. Let's get some more gorillas. Get a little America going here.
Fuck yeah! Inconceivable!
It's not inconceivable at all. It's not inconceivable that we're going to have an awesome show today. It's not inconceivable at all. Like, at all. Let's get a little Tainty Man first. Yes. The Tainty Man. And as you all know, only the Tainty Man can. He's so cute. You can see a little bit of his taint right there. He's so cute. He's such a good boy. All right, let's bust this nut wide open, fam. Drop in the comments down below. What'd you smash today? Here we motherfucking go. How yes. Nailed. Let's go. Oh, it's glorious. It is glorious. No dick draft today. I mean, there's a dick draft every day, but today is but my thyroid. We got another thyroid card, and that's a nice one. That's a nice thyroid card. Gotta blame your organs. Don't blame your bad habits that destroyed your organs. Just blame that endocrine system. Yeah, it's my thyroid's fault. It's my thyroid's fault.
Matt Damon.
All right. Hashtag but my thyroid in the comments down below for a chance to win today's Swole card. And now let's get into the first Swole Fam post. Before we do, we've been talking a lot about the signature series because it is going to be upon you and it's going to be gone. And you all know time flies. We're going to be upon P3S6 before you know it. So make sure you're ready for December 1st, episode 2400. The P3S5 will be live for 24 hours only for purchase. These are limited edition collector's items. They are available and then they are gone, never to be seen again. And even if you didn't pick up the first 4, you can jump in now because they're awesome designs and we've just keep on getting better and better. So P3S5 drops December 1st, every 100 episodes. So the date of episode 2400. Not only that, we got the awesome designs over there for the holiday season. Now, you know, there's shipping issues, there's some delays, everything's getting pushed back. And of course, we have a storm coming. There's things that happen. There's going to be snowstorms. There's going to be shit that happens in the end of November, Thanksgiving, Christmas time. You know, the snow starts coming down, so delays and shipments. If you want to get apparel, go to papasfolio.com, use code Daily Swole for 10% off. The brand new drop, Santa has diabetes, fuck your peppermint mocha. We have Frosty the Swole Man, go to the fucking gym. We have You're a Swole One, Mr. Grinch. We got Santa Swolio is coming to town. We have Swole Alone. Fucking epic releases. Happy Thanksgiving. If you're a Thanksgiving fan, you want to get this awesome turkey that's fucking yoked. The best apparel in the game. I'm telling you, our holiday releases over there at papasfolio.com are fucking lit, so go and check them all out. Now let's get into the first Swole Fam post. We got one from our very own British covering his nips with the best apparel in the game. British writes, left shoulder feels like it's back to normal, fam. Managed to crack out some bench work this morning. Definitely will keep up with the wooden Indian club work as that has helped so much. Go out there and fucking crush some iron. Everyone, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Look at that beautiful shirt. Look at that beautiful shirt. Nice little gym setup. Got the bench, got the Bowflex, got the wooden clubs, got the kettlebells. British fucking crushing it. Thanks for the post, man. Good to see you crushing it and glad to hear about your shoulder. It sucks to have shoulder issues. Shoulder, knee, back, you know, all these like major joints. It just translates into everything, sets you back, constant pain. It's not cool. Address that shit. Practice your mobility, fam. All right, Chris writes, fam-wise, I'm still battling a damn sickness for a strong 2 weeks now. My body aches most all day, every day with reoccurring headaches. Been limited rest and recovering time to get through this. Not taking meds for this. Still working out and training what and when I can. Last night, I hit back for about as hard as I could stand it. Also, you can see I'm keeping nutrition on point. Isn't that steak sexy? Also, have about a cup of blueberries and banana for lunch. Let's go, fam. Always work to not be a tainty magooch.
Yow.
I agree.
Yow.
I agree. Well said, Chris. Well said. Oops. There we go. You see all the intro folder. All right, let's get into the next Thing is with Mac, sometimes I have my trackpad and I'll use like 2 fingers or 3 fingers and it scrolls up everything. And there's all these little shortcuts that Apple products use. Sometimes sucks. Okay. Una from our discussion boards writes, "Hi, Swole family. My name is Una Grace and I'm 47 years old. I have been on a fitness journey for the past year and a half and have lost 65 pounds. I am a mom of 4 adult daughters, a wife to an amazing man, and a grandma to the most perfect little 2-year-old that has ever lived. I'm super excited to be a part of the Swole universe, and I hope to be inspired and inspire others. Thanks for having me." Excellent. That's fucking awesome. That is awesome. Grandma, 47. You're popping them out early. Good for you. All right, Vincenzo, can we call you Vincenzo, from our discussion boards under pillar number 1 community? Vincent, this is just a gratuitous steak pick. Getting it done. Flank steak. Oh, baby. Oh.
He's on fire!
Nice. What's your favorite cut of steak? Drop that in the comments down below. What's your favorite cut of steak? You're absolutely right, Brenda. Get your merch before any of it gets flagged. Glad I got my only swole before that happened. We actually have had some issues. You might not have seen it on your end or anyone because we kind of get them back up, but we had issues with Depth Vader. We had issues with the Grinch. So I'm telling you, jump on the Depth Vader is one of the best designs we have. Make sure you jump on anything that you see that you like, because sometimes they get flagged, banned, and we have to try to tweak and skirt and get back in there. So make sure you jump on any of those things. Zandri, hello fam. Yes, I am still here, and I believe Zandri's from South Africa. Have to confess though, I haven't been going to the gym for the last 2.5 months.
Matt Damon.
All right, let's settle down, fam. I've been moving my nursery and also moved residence to be closer to the farm and nursery. I have kept to the nutrition and eating habits, and I haven't gained any weight. I am working hard. I am basically gymming while carrying around everything. I did start with a 90-day dash again. Oh, good for you. To get myself back into the routine. And I did notice the decline in my strength, and it sucks. I'm pissed at myself for not being able to gym while I was moving. I suppose I could have, but while moving, everything was all over the place. And so was my mind. I was really stressed out, and it took everything in me to not give up on everything. I wanted to give up on my business. I gave up on my relationship. I almost gave up on my eating habits. Luckily, I didn't. I felt like just running away, living in the bush somewhere. I know I need to get my shit together, and it's still a struggle, but I'm doing it. I will keep doing it. Like a to-do list, it will be okay again. I will be okay again. Sorry for all the negativity in the post. It just has been a long 2.5 months. We'll talk again soon. All right, we're glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. One thing that I will say, Zandri, is why weren't you posting? Why weren't you sharing? Why weren't you plugged in? I mean, this is why the Swole fam is here. When the going gets tough, that's when you have to lock down, double down, triple down, and go in deeper. Luckily, you didn't fall off with your nutrition, because that'd be even worse. But meditation, brain gains, practicing these things, the 7 pillars should always be there. And the thing is, it's not optional, right? It's not optional. It's not, hey, well, if I have time, I'll execute. That's your foundation. The 7 pillars are the foundation. That's your day. And then everything else comes afterwards. So people in my comments and stuff, like on TikTok, for example, kids and stuff are saying, well, look, I need to study first and then I'll go to the gym. Actually, I disagree. Go to the gym. Go to the gym, train, and then go study. It's much more important. Probably most of the time you're learning dumb bullshit that you'll never have any application for anyway. I'm not saying skirt your responsibilities and ignore your classes and fail and stuff like that. But in reality, your health is your wealth. You should be focusing on your fitness first, and then you'll have more energy and more focus for studying. You'll learn better. You'll retain information better. Everything gets better when you're eating properly and training. So follow the 7 pillars, and then it'll help all those things. So the reason why you were scattered is because you weren't practicing your mindfulness. You weren't meditating. You weren't taking care of your mental health, which is also going to stem from your physical health. If you're not taking care of your training, it's going to be much harder to practice mindfulness. It's going to be much more challenging to stay centered. So next time, that's your foundation. Don't disappear from the Swole fam. Don't disappear from everything that you should be doing. It compounds that. You need to focus more on that. Okay. And everyone, make sure you commit this to memory, or understand that, like, this is, why don't we go into the tip? I need to actually We didn't go into the tip. Oh, we'll go into the tip. We're already like balls deep anyway. Let's get into that tip. Sorry, hold on.
Babe, just an inch.
Sometimes I miss
just
that button.
An inch. It's cold outside.
Sometimes I miss the button. All right, so we already just did the tip, but we got to put it in before we get the knowledge cock. I got to make sure we get into that a little bit more. But in other words, that's your foundation. The 7 pillars are the fundamentals. The 7 pillars are the foundation. That way, everything's going to be easier from that. And it might not seem convenient, but it's not always going to be convenient to train. You said your stuff was everywhere. What? And Xandri, we're on your side, but what the fuck does that have to do with anything? I could have kept up with my training, but my stuff was everywhere. What does that have to do with doing a yoga class? What does that have to do with, you only need like 6 square feet to exercise? Like, what does that have to do with doing something from Swole Mastery? What does that have to do with doing like a couple Swollen 7s? It's an excuse. And I know you know that, but moving forward, focus on your 7 pillars. It'll make everything more clear. It'll keep you more centered. That's my take on it. But I'm glad you posted, but just keep that in mind. Plug into the Swole fam. When the going gets tough, this is why the Swole fam is here. Don't, hey, I fell out of it. Why? You don't have to be embarrassed. Things are getting tough. Like, that's what the Swole fam posts are, the Daily Swole. We always cover the challenges and things that members are overcoming and stuff like that. Like, you could have joined in or at least listened in on the round table and stuff last week. Like, it'll keep you inspired. It keeps you focused. Okay. Stone, the only math that matters is gym math. Adding 45s to the bar. That's right. We don't do push-ups in the Swole fam. We do earth downs. We push the earth away. All right, here we go. Let's get into some questions. If you got a question, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Let's take a call from, it just says from member. From member. Gold member? Is it from gold member?
And that's the way,
right.
I like it. Casey on the sunshine.
You're on the Swole.
All right, so I'm just now starting this program with you. Looked at other people, looked at other programs, whatever the case is.
Who are you?
Hella expensive, whatever. Honestly, trying to get right, gain muscle, not really lose weight. 6'3", about 180 pounds, 85 pounds.
Ooh.
I was looking through
Time to bulk.
the dieting and the elimination process and such and things like that. And noticed that chicken was a don't. I'm just wondering, like, is chicken a complete don't? As far as like, because personally I thought red meat was worse than chicken. I was more so trying to stick to the chicken and fish, I guess, and I mean, we can go with that. I was just wondering on it, that's all.
All right. I wish I had your name, but welcome to them. Yeah, chicken and pork and fish are generally higher in linoleic acid. It's going to be more inflammatory to the body. A lot of fish are fed corn and soy, or there's pollution in the oceans, which is very severe and goes under-recognized. People that usually fall back on tuna. There's BPA in cans, in many cans, and there's also a lot of other issues in heavy metals that are found in fish like tuna. Not to mention chicken and pork. A lot of times they're fed corn and soy or other grains that either have mold or they're sprayed with glyphosate or atrazine, especially GMO products like corn. And the reason why GMOs are so detrimental is because genetically modified means that these crops are genetically modified in order to be resistant to a specific structure for pesticides. So, for example, you're genetically modifying a plant. Let's just use soy for an example, and the pesticide that they will spray on the soy crops will kill every living thing, and I mean everything in that field except for that plant, because it's modified genetically to survive that pesticide. But obviously nothing else will survive. So you have a lot of things like, the resistant bacteria and all these other organisms that are going to evolve from that, but it'll kill all the animals. It kills all the small animals. It kills all the gophers and X, Y, and Z birds and things that try to eat these things. But the soy crops will survive. But of course that glyphosate or atrazine or these pesticides get into the plants, and then they're ground up and they're used in feed, and et cetera, et cetera. So, chickens are often, it's very hard to find corn and soy free chickens. Of course, even if they're not fed corn and soy, they're usually fed other things like barley and grains, and it's just very hard to find. Red meat's not bad for you. That's just a complete myth. Of course, the quality matters. So grain-fed beef or feedlot cattle, I'm not a favor of concentrated feedlots. So a lot of people say, well, you're railing against X, Y, and Z, but you're promoting beef. I'm not promoting low-quality beef. So opt for grass-fed beef, pastured eggs. There's still going to be challenges, but you can make better decisions. And it's just plain and simple that beef is superior to fish and to chicken. It's just very hard to find high quality. So you're just better off. And even because they're monogastric animals, they will have higher linoleic acid contents, which is inflammatory. So things like wild game, or like any of these ruminant animals, you're much better off. I'm not saying you can't have any, but you want to just get the highest quality that you can. And you can find some places, if you order online, you'll find corn and soy free, or it'll mark that. Doesn't mean that molecularly that there aren't still negatives, but better choices. It's a weak bird, in my opinion. I just don't feel satisfied. It tastes bland and plain for a reason, because I wouldn't eat chicken fat. I would not eat chicken fat or dark meat or turkey fat. I wouldn't eat fatty pork. I haven't had bacon. And the thing is, because we get pastured pork in terms of bacon, but we didn't have it. I used to have it a lot more, but naturally Mama Swole and I navigated away from it. Like, we just haven't had it. We haven't purchased it in a while, and we haven't even considered making it. It just hasn't been in our minds. Like, I have no craving for bacon. And I think, honestly, it's not because I'm passionately avoiding it. It's just not something that I've thought of recently. And I think it's just because of the nutrient quality of what we're eating. It's just, I haven't had those cravings for a reason. I haven't felt like having that for a reason. We just naturally gravitate away from that. And I think it's just because of the nutrient quality of what we're consuming is superior to it. Jason, new member, can you please explain P3S5? I just did at the beginning of the episode. You can rewind it. It's a limited release for one day only every 100 episodes. So it's an exclusive design, tanks and teas that we do every 100 episodes. We talked about that when I announced it earlier in the episode too. 22 days away from P3S5. Grizzly, what are your thoughts on fit shitfluencers? Well, pretty much that. That say they eat ice cream, candy, and cheeseburgers and are still lean and fit. I know it's all bull, but I value your 2 cents. What are my thoughts? I think a lot of people make excuses for their addictions, and it's much easier to get a following when you justify people's addictions than when you tell them the truth. The truth can hurt, but only if you allow it. So people don't necessarily like facts, but it doesn't fucking matter if you like the reality of the situation. So a lot of people eat garbage, and I used to eat, I had abs and I had muscles and I was lean and I was eating, bags of Sour Patch Kids. Look 5-6 years ago at the content, I was eating that shit. Just because you have definition doesn't mean that you're healthy. It doesn't mean that you are eating optimally. It doesn't mean that you're taking care of yourself. It doesn't mean you don't have leaky gut. It doesn't mean you don't have other skin conditions or lack of quality sleep, or doesn't mean you don't have joint pain, or it doesn't mean you can't improve. And a lot of people, the body adapts to what you're feeding it. So if you're eating industrial waste, your body will adapt to eating industrial waste. Your body is designed to thrive and to survive. When you're doing resistance training, your body adapts to the resistance training and builds muscle stronger or more mobile or more supple in terms of ligaments and tendons if you expose your body to that type of stress. So your body will adapt to that. Your body will adapt to eating garbage. You're not going to your body will adapt to it. Your body is trying to survive. No matter what, your body wants to survive. If you're not eating food, your body will figure out a way to survive as best as it can until it just drops dead. If you're eating in excess, like you're morbidly obese, you're still alive, right? You're just extremely unhealthy. Your body is doing whatever it can to survive and to move forward. So it's just, your body is trying to survive. Doesn't mean you're thriving. So doesn't mean you can't be lean. And of course, I'm not taking a page out of these fat activist groups, but just because you're lean and muscular doesn't mean you're healthy. You're better off. Obviously, you're better off in terms of body composition wise. And if you're morbidly obese or you're anorexic and you're super skinny, but it doesn't mean that you're healthy. It doesn't mean you don't have joint pain. There's a lot of people that are muscular and lean that have joint pain or migraines, or they have trouble sleeping, because genetics does play a role. But a lot of people just blame genetics for not taking action. They blame genetics like, oh, I'm naturally fat. I've always been fat. Well, you've always been eating garbage and you've never been exercising. You've always been, most people don't do things properly. So they would change if they actually took action. And some people need to put in more effort than others. We all know that. Some people are naturally gifted athletes. Doesn't mean, let's say, any of these professional sports athletes, I fucking can't stand LeBron James, but obviously he's been good at basketball since he was younger. Doesn't mean he doesn't practice and train hard. That's why he's improved and he's as good as he is. But he was always good at basketball. He was just naturally athletic in that sense, but doesn't mean he hasn't had to practice. Same thing with everyone else in these sports. They're always natural gifted abilities at certain things. Some people are just amazing at drawing and painting. Doesn't mean they don't practice. That's why they get so good, because they're naturally good at it and they're interested in it. So they put in enough time and hours in the day and they become better at painting. So it kind of compounds. So you have an interest in it, you're naturally good at it, and then you put in a lot of time because you're interested in it, and then you cultivate an exceptional skill. All right. Let's see. Scrolling down, I might miss a couple questions, but let's see here. Let's see. Just a Raven, Papa Swolio, I got a question regarding brain gains. If you don't know what brain gains are, it's our meditation section inside Soulnormous X. Oh, that was nice. Come on now.
I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Let's see. I got a question regarding brain gains. Should I only try to concentrate on a thing, or should I analyze my feelings? Well, you're practicing brain gains, so I mean you're listening and just follow the instructions. Just follow along. So go into brain gains and listen to the words and follow what the words say. You don't have to, you're not supposed to stop thinking. Meditation and mindfulness isn't about not thinking. You're never going to stop thinking. But that's why focusing on the breath or focusing on different things as guided by the meditation sessions, it allows you to hone your focus and your ability to focus on certain things. But at the same time, you want to relax. So people that sit there and try to meditate and not think of anything, that's impossible. That's why people get stressed. Like, I can't stop. My mind's always going. Anyone that says that completely does not understand what meditation is. They don't understand what mindfulness is. Oh, I can't meditate. I can't think. My mind's constantly moving. You need it more than anyone else. So anyone that thinks that, same thing with yoga. Oh, I can't do yoga. I'm not flexible enough. The fuck are you talking about? No shit. You don't practice. So how the fuck are you going to be good at it? Oh, I can't meditate. My mind just keeps on moving. I can't just sit there. That you need it more than 99.9. You need it. You're making a case for needing it so desperately that you're in denial that you need it so bad. All right, let's see here. Let's take another question. We got one from David. You're on the sleaziest sleazecast in the realm.
Papa Swolio, what do you think about gym gloves?
What? Was that gym gloves? I thought you said like gym gloves. What do I think about gym gloves? I'm trying to think of how to answer this. I can't stand gym gloves. Gym gloves make me cringe. Just the sight of them. The sight of them just makes me like throw up my mouth. It's awful. They're awful. Don't use gym gloves. Maybe you can make a case. I would say like if you're a masseuse, you know what I'm saying? But still, you can lift and then just like, you can use stone and you can still have soft hands. You just need to take care of your hands. I can't stand them. It actually makes things harder to grip because you're increasing the diameter of your grip. I think they're fucking horrendous. Now, in terms of wraps and things like that, I love my leather wraps. I think wraps and stuff, and that's fine. That's fine because it helps your grip. It helps your grip, but it bypasses your grip, so you can put more weight on certain body parts. So I think anyone that's not using straps in the gym, you can make an argument. Well, if you're using straps and you're weakening your grip, that's not true at all. You just need to be training properly your grip, like anything else. You're only as strong as your weakest link, so you can still increase the grip strength. But if you're doing deadlifts or you're doing like cable rows or things like that, you're sacrificing the growth because you're not biasing the stress on your musculature. So especially for your heavier sets or maybe your warm-up sets, you go light, but I don't want to fatigue my grip. when I'm doing other exercises like that. So I get plenty of grip. And this is what's great about steel club, mace, jories, meals, things like that. You work your grip and you work all these tiny muscles that will improve your grip tremendously. Kettlebells too. So you can do that. And then when you're lifting weights and doing standard bodybuilding type trainings, then you use reps. You're getting plenty of grip strength. Same thing with dead hangs and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember I tell this story once in a while when I first started training, like back in 2005, 2006, I was training at Bally's. Remember Bally Tool of Fitness when it existed? And someone was using a pad, or two of my clients are like, oh, do you want me to use the pad? And I was like, no, put that fucking pussy pad away. Like, don't use that pussy pad. And there was another member that was like on a cable machine next to the Smith squat or something and overheard me and like, got offended and went and talked to the manager. The manager called me in. I was like, I do not care. I think I called it a bitch pad or a pussy pad or something like that. Do not ever squat with one of those bullshit fucking pads. That is unconscionable. There's no excuse for that fucking pad. There is no excuse for wearing a pad when you squat. One, it looks awful. Two, it leads to terrible form. You can't squat properly with a pad on a bar. Fucking terrible. Yeah, bitch mittens and pussy pads. Fuck your bitch mittens and pussy pads. I'm going to put that on a shirt. No, the pads are terrible. You can use a pad on a bar for doing hip thrusts and stuff. Obviously, if you just put the bar on your waist, that's going to be really uncomfortable if you don't have a thick bar. But it's terrible, terrible, terrible. I've seen people squat with the pad on the bar and they're wearing gloves. Oh, and they squat like quarter fucking reps. Jesus Christ.
Matt Damon. We choose truth over facts.
Fucking terrible. Let's get a little tainty reprieve just for that. There's the tainty man. All right, let's take some more questions. This one's from, did we do this one already? Brandon. Let's see. Sometimes I don't clear him out of the folder, so we'll see if...
Hey, Papa, this is a follow-up from a couple days ago when you asked me to call back in. I was 6'1", 390, and I asked about protein amount. Yeah, I'm hitting the gym 5 days a week with 2 days of active recovery. And the last 2 weeks, I've been tracking my food just to kind of see where I'm at. And I'm hitting, on an average, about 170 grams of protein with about 2,800 calories. Obviously, my diet could be a little more fine-tuned. I find myself eating a little more, maybe too much rice. You suggested maybe I do some in right after that workout, or can that wait till around noon or so? Anyway, thanks again for all the support and all the content, and I look forward to hearing your answer. Thanks.
It got cut off. I think you were saying intermittent fasting. 6'1", 3. You might actually be a little bit, honestly, you might be a little bit low on the protein side, to be honest. You might want to adjust the rice a little bit, add some more fruit. You said your diet could clean up a little bit. So I forget what your goal is. Obviously, it's going to be to lose some extra body fat. So you might need to up the protein. You might need to down the carbohydrates a little bit, maybe up the fat. So you said something about intermittent fasting. Just eat within a time restricted eating window. Don't worry about like an anabolic window or any of that shit. Just make sure you're eating. If you're hungry after working out, eat. If you're not, immediately after, you might want to have something. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely not overdo the white rice. I would not overdo that. You know, maybe once in a while or every couple of days you had a really hardcore session, you can have a little bit, but you don't need that much. You want to avoid some of those like, starchy foods in that sense, for the most part. So 2,700, I mean, needs more context. I mean, I'm curious more about like what you're eating. So obviously you got to get rid of extra body fat. So I forget everything that you said the first time. So sometimes I see the name here and I'm like, okay, maybe we forgot to delete the question, but yeah, obviously there's a follow-up. So yeah, fine. Sounds good. I don't know if I answered the question. I don't know if there was really much of a question to answer, but I'm curious more about like what you're eating. I don't know if we still have accomplished that, like what you're actually eating. So it's not just the amount of protein. It's like, what kind of protein are you eating? Like, how are you calculating your protein? Are you calculating what's in a fucking vegetable, or you know? So food quality. Dodoc 85, Papa Solio, when was the last time you wore a shirt? Like yesterday? In the videos? Not on the podcast. Once in a while, I'll use the cloak of judgment or I'll wear apparel. But I mean, if you follow me on any other platform, I'm wearing tanks and stuff all the time. But if I don't have to, why would I? I live in Florida and it's usually hot as fuck. So why would I wear a shirt if I don't have to? I train so I don't have to wear a shirt. Let's see. Philip Stefanowski, have you ever eaten horse meat? Yes, I get it from my friend Bob Sacramento. If you know, you know. All right, Heather McSwade. Very close to a McSwole there. Heather McSwade, Papa Swolio. I'm very overweight and I know that running on the sidewalk would hurt, but is running on the grass really much better? I used to enjoy running and would like to get back into it. One, if you're overweight, you shouldn't be running. I think this is nonsensical. Do not run if you're overweight or obese. This is stupid. Just saying. People that do the box jumping stuff, like The Biggest Loser, that's all just for show. It's a terrible idea. You don't have the proper structure. You have way too much extra weight. Your ligaments and tendons, your joints are not ready for that kind of impact. Most people, even that aren't obese or overweight, don't run properly. You should be running midfoot or forefoot running, like barefoot running, but that takes a lot of time, months and months and months of development. So yes, running on softer surfaces, especially if you're starting to do like proper running techniques, would be better. Problem with overweight or obese people, especially women, you're going to have you have a larger Q angle, which is the angle from your hips and your pelvis to your knees. So women have wider hips for childbearing, so you're going to have more pressure on your ACL and on your knees naturally. So you probably have a lot more overpronation, your feet flattening, which puts more pressure on your knees, higher risk for plantar fasciitis, back pain, blah, blah, blah. So you want to lose fat, you need to lift weights and you need to practice yoga and mobility and improve your nutrition. Don't worry so much about the cardio. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, do the cardio. Maybe if you're walking on a treadmill to warm up, but running is not going to help you lose weight. If anything, that's going to set you back and it's going to frustrate you when you flatline after a while just by losing a little bit of water weight. That's not the answer. You want to build lean mass, and then as you lose weight, you can get more into more cardiovascular activity if it suits your fancy. Okay, let's see here. Positive Charisma, Papa Soy, what's your opinion on quinoa? It keeps getting recommended to me as a white rice substitute. Recommended to you from who? I stay away from grains. You're not getting bioavailable protein the same way. Everyone calls these things like fucking superfoods. You know what's superfood? Liver, eating steak, beef, eggs, animal protein sources. Like, why would you eat that? Why would you eat that, in my opinion? I mean, you can test it, but it's not, you shouldn't be looking to these types of sources for like your nutrient density. This is why you should be focusing on, like, if you're having rice at a meal or some white rice, you need to have that last. Focus on your protein and your fats first. Focus on protein. Whenever you're eating, don't be going back and forth between different things. Focus on your protein and your fat. Focus on that. Eat that until you're satisfied, and then you'll top off. You won't really be that hungry. Like, honestly, if you really want to regulate that, eat your protein and fat, wait about 10, 15 minutes, and then see if you still want some rice. A lot of people are filling themselves up with rice. You spike your insulin. You're going to fill up on that. It's like styrofoam in your stomach. Don't fill up on that stuff. Focus on the bulk of the meat and potato. Get it? The highest quality portion where you're getting most of your nutrients. Let's see. Heather, I want to clarify. I want to run for the enjoyment of it. You want to run? Like, do you enjoy it, or do you think you'll enjoy it? Like, do you have experience running? I realize that lifting weights and eating real food is the answer for fat loss. I'm on it. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not telling you to not do it. It's good for your health to do cardiovascular. There's many ways to do it. You could do sled work. You could do steel club. You could do kettlebell stuff. You can go in the sauna. There's a lot of things, a lot of great ways to get cardio. You can just go walking. That's fantastic. I'm not saying cardiovascular activity or running is inherently bad. Everyone's going to be different. But a lot of people get into running when they're 30 or 40 and they have a lot of movement compensations, weak joints. They're not running properly. They're overweight. So like you have injuries, and a lot of people are running for the wrong reasons. If you enjoy it, you still should do it properly, but that's a whole other thing. But you should get yourself in better condition before you put yourself at, it's just a higher risk. It might not seem like it should be a higher risk, but it is a higher risk, especially if you're overweight. And, it's like, don't go out like, hey, you wouldn't max out on squats. Like you're going doing impact, like every heel strikes. It's just terrible for the back and for the spine, and running on a hard surface with elevated heels and these fucking garbage shoes. All right. Positive charisma. To clarify, this is about the quinoa, my local health store. What's a local health store? Like a vitamin shop? I have a cringe feeling about it, which is why I asked. I trust your swole intelligence. I just don't eat grains. I feel so much better without. Like people are, it's a superfood. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just not. Stone fit, your heart doesn't know if it's beating 150 beats per minute because you're running or because you're lifting weights. Yeah, in general, I mean, it's a different type of energy source depending on what you're doing. But it's the same thing, like your body doesn't know if you're using, like, So it's hard for the human mind to separate. Okay, because if you're doing bands or dumbbells or barbells, So it's like, oh, my body knows it doesn't, like mechanically, it doesn't. You're putting stress on the body and the muscles are experiencing different tension at the initial length. It's different tension or different angle of action, or you're starting because you're using a certain exercise, you're starting the muscle at the shortened range of motion or the lengthened. The mechanical tension your body recognizes or it adapts to. But you psychologically know what you're doing. Your body is just going to respond to the type of tension you put on it. You can build a lot of muscle with bands. You could build a lot of muscle with a lot of things. It's just hard, for example, if you're doing like a chest press, the reason why we would say it's easier or it's better to use barbells and dumbbells, because how are you going to set up bands heavy enough in order to do like a pressing? You have to strap it. Like if you're doing a seated, you can't do standing, because if you all know, if you're leaning forward and you're using bands for pressing, you will slide, you'll push backwards. You can't stabilize. But if you have a setup where you have a really heavy bench that won't slide, and you can anchor both bands really heavy to the wall with the right angle, and you're pushing, converging, it's the same thing. It might even be better in a lot of ways, but it's just harder to set those things up. And it's just, you're better off grabbing dumbbells for chest pressing rather than bands, unless you have a setup where it's optimized for the angle and you have heavy enough bands and stuff. So there's a lot of great ways to provide stress. It just depends on your ability to focus it on the areas. Like there's just different tools, right? Positive charisma, superfood with quote organic, a superfood store with organic vitamins. LOL, I prefer my white rice. Take your white rice and put some bone broth in it, or put some grass-fed butter all over it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Shampoo my crotch.
Delicious. So tasty. All right. We do have more questions, but let's get into some balls deep. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. You know what I'm saying? All right. Here we go, fam. Time to go deep. That's deep. All right. Time to go balls deep. Now, we'll take some more questions tomorrow. We have another amazing episode tomorrow. So if you want to call in, all the call-ins will get answered. Just depends on, what episode in the future. But we do have a couple on deck. Just make sure you go to askpapasolio.com and you can submit your question. Remember, hashtag thyroid for a chance to win today's swole card. So make sure you head on over to askpapasolio.com and take a moment, no matter where you're listening, hit the like button, share the podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, anywhere you bang your ear holes, share the stream, share with family and friends that desperately need some knowledge cock. And I'm quite certain of it. Your family probably needs knowledge cock really, really, really bad. Like you want it deep, like fucking deep. Let's see. Heather McSway, just a follow-up. at the buzzer. I ordered one of those scales that measures body fat and many other factors besides weight. Any opinions on those fancy Bluetooth scales? I usually don't weigh myself, but I want to monitor. Ignore the body fat stuff. That's just nonsense. They're not. Bioelectrical impedance is trash. So, I mean, I wouldn't even worry so much about your weight. Don't worry. You're focused too much on body weight. If anything, weigh yourself first thing in the morning. Don't drink anything. Wake up, go pee, go poo, and then you can weigh yourself. But all the other measurements and stuff are dog shit. Dog shit. Dog shit. All right, let's get into a video. Hashtag butt my thyroid. Protect those thyroids. Listen to the Daily Swole. We will keep your thyroid functioning. Right here in the Swole. All right. Ooh. Whenever I see something with gender, I'm like, we're doing that one last. Holy shit. Yep, we're doing that one last. Gross and gross. Pick a number. Let's do 1 or 2. Pick a number 1 or 2, and we'll do one of them is automatically. We have 3 videos, but one of them is last. One of them is last.
What's in the box?
Pick a number 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Holy shit. Let's get a little tainty man. Oh, tainty boy, how I love you so. Tainty boy, you such a man ho. All right, let's go to Germany. Let's go to Suzanne. Suzanne, number 2. Suzanne, number 2.
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
God, it hurts every time. Number 2, this is called Stitch. It's a stitch and it's called airplanes. Stitch airplanes. Here we go.
Other one is airplanes. They're like, I shouldn't have to buy a Comfort Plus or first class just to sit on the airplane. They need to accommodate us for just regular seats. That is victimization. It is genuinely victimization.
The perfect example of fat phobia.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit balls. God damn.
What the fuck is that?
All right, let me rewind it. I don't know what, like, it's already incoherent.
The perfect example of fat phobia and thin privilege. People deserve to take up space. People deserve to be accommodated for their body sizes.
They don't. No, all right. I'm not, and this is not to be mean. People do not deserve that. People do not deserve to be accommodated. No one is under the obligation. There might be certain places where you can optimize for it. I mean, imagine you have exercise equipment. You can't fit every single human. If you had Shaquille O'Neal on some of these workout machines, like, he wouldn't fit. He's just too big for that. Like, you can't have the range of adjustments. Same thing with an airplane. And they're going to fucking complain. All right. These fat tards, they're going to complain because if you want to, for example, if you have an airplane and you want to fit comfortably, guess what? You're going to be paying $1,000 for like a standard like trip. You want to spend 3 times the amount on your airplane seat? That's what it's going to be like. Every flight, every ticket is going to be like first class. And then you're going to complain, oh my God, I shouldn't have to pay more. This tube with wings is flying your fat ass through the fucking sky. Okay? Weight is quite important. Now, these airplanes and these airlines need to make money in order to be a functioning business. A business needs to be profitable in order to be a successful business. You need to make money. So this is why you have limits for luggage, whether you like it or not, because it has to lift you against the pull of gravity. It's just physics. A plane can only carry so much weight. And when you weigh twice as much as a normal human being should for your size, for your height, yeah, it's a concern. It's an issue. Okay.
Obesity is a slur.
Oh, it's not a slur. It's a medical term for being very unhealthy because of your lifestyle habits. It's not a slur. Just because something hurts your feelings doesn't make it a slur. It makes you a sensitive beach and you cry about the reality that you live in rather than taking responsibility and changing your habits.
It's based on the BMI, which is racist.
It's not.
It was not created by a healthcare provider. It was created by a mathematician.
It does. Oh, math. Oh no. Math, just the backbone of our reality. This is some bullshit appeal to authority. It doesn't have to be It doesn't have to be created by a healthcare practitioner. A lot of ingenuity and a lot of new discovery and technology in various fields actually stem from people in other fields. They make a discovery in one field and then they realize, oh, there's many more applications for this amazing discovery and technology. So again, you don't have to be a doctor. Like I might say some stuff about nutrition and you might be like, well, Papa Soy, you're not a doctor. Okay. Yeah. I'm not in horrific debt and I wasn't brainwashed for 10 fucking years. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. Okay. So just because you're a doctor or just because you're in the medical, doesn't mean you're correct. Doesn't mean you're correct. It's this appeal to authority bullshit. Just because I don't need to go to medical school in order to use my brain and to think. Oftentimes people that are outside of the system can actually think clearly because they don't have this cognitive dissonance. They don't have this this shield around their identity and to defend what they've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on. They're not afraid I'm not afraid to say things because I'm not afraid of losing my license or being ostracized from the community. So oftentimes you stay in this little bubble and you actually don't grow. You don't learn. You can't pivot quickly. You can't use your fucking brain and think clearly because it'll negatively affect your career. So you always have to think about who's benefiting from it and whose pockets need to be fucking greased. All right, let's continue.
It's not really beneficial for health at all or determine health.
Jesus Christ. Look, I'm going to say this too. I'm on a roll today. Lots of quality caffeine. If you look the way you do, just saying, don't talk to me about health when you don't look healthy. Like, I'm not going to listen to you about proper skin care and like how to have healthy skin. Okay. I'm not going to listen to someone who's like skinny and has never gone to the gym about bulking up. I'm not going to listen to someone who looks frail, like who's a vegan and looks really frail, eyes sunken in, has major vitamin and mineral deficiencies about nutrition. I'm not going to listen to someone who's like sick and decrepit about being healthy. I'm not going to listen to someone obese about what, like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. All right. I will listen to a professional basketball player about professional basketball or certain things. You know, there are certain things that doctors might be aware of. Just because people, like, there's a lot of instances where just this appeal to authority, a piece of paper doesn't mean you know what the fuck you're talking about. And math isn't racist. Math isn't racist. It's just numbers. It's just numbers. And there's no surprise that fat people are always the ones that are saying fat's not an indicator of health. Like Stone just said, why is always fat fucks that say fat's not an indicator? Because they're fat. And it's easier to change your hashtag than it is to change your habits. You're defending your poor habits and blaming everyone else for your problems. It's playing the victim and it's pathetic.
Words like person of larger size. I think it's funny having a thin person constantly use that word and blame the individual for their weight gain, not knowing their circumstances.
The circumstances, and this is going to be a little bit, controversial. They don't really matter. It's the outcome. It's the outcome. A lot of people have trauma. A lot of people have things and issues, but a lot of that comes from the habits. You might have trauma, which leads you to eating poorly and not exercising and all these things. And okay, well, still, what's the cause of it? It's still the habits. It's still what you're doing. A lot of people have trauma and don't gain hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So it's not that, is it trauma causing it? It's still the habits that cause it. Okay. I'm not saying I'm glad that people have trauma. I'm not saying that, but it is what it is. It's the actions that result from that. It's still what you do and your daily habits that lead you to your current situation. It's still what you do as a result. There are a lot of people that have terrible and really stressful childhoods and have horrific, and they're successful and they overcome them. And so it's really, it doesn't, I'm not saying to be insensitive. I don't want people to have trauma, but we also don't live in this fucking like make-believe Disney movie utopia. It just doesn't exist. So this is not an excuse to not take responsibility for your habits.
Saying that it's not corporations' jobs to accommodate those people. It's just saying that like fat people don't matter. It's okay.
It's not saying fat people don't matter. Fat people often, like, if you don't want to take care of yourself, then don't take care of yourself. But if you're looking for handouts when it comes to larger size clothing, well, it takes more material, more raw materials. It's going to cost more. Oh, I don't like that. Well, an SUV is going to cost a lot more than a sedan. Why? I mean, unless it's a luxury sedan and a budget SUV, but larger, more material, larger engine to pull more weight, blah, blah, blah.
To discriminate against them. In fact, research has been proven to show that weight stigma and fat phobia and discrimination based on weight and bias poses threat to their physiological and physical health.
Studies have shown, no studies show that. No studies show that weight stigma. You're saying studies show that my feelings get hurt. No shit. Everyone's feelings get hurt. Welcome to 2022. So everyone's feelings get hurt. Studies show that weight stigma and all this kind of stuff and bias, and everyone's biased. So your feelings get hurt. Stop allowing your feelings to get hurt. Go to the fucking gym, lift some weights, eat some real food, and get some sunlight and start taking care of yourself. You might think differently. Okay. Yay.
You keep using that word.
Yay.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yay. Just state that research shows and then don't say anything about it. Research shows that my feelings. All right. Excellent. Or terrible, however you want to look at it. All right, let's do this one. This is called frustrated. Frustrated in fat.
Boom shakalaka!
Frustrated.
You're not making this easy on me, boy.
What's in the box?
Frustrated in fatness. Well, be less fat.
Hi, it's Kayla, your fat positive therapist, and here.
Gross. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
I didn't know they stacked shit that high.
Kayla, your fat positive therapist. If you're going to a therapist and they say, hi, I'm your fat positive therapist, this is the type of affirming bullshit. Therapists, any therapist that affirms your beliefs and affirms you should lose their license, should not be practicing. They are just grifting off your situation. They're grifting off you. If they keep you the victim and they keep you justifying your terrible situation, well, they're going to be in business for a while. It's like your fat positive trainer. Well, you don't have to lose weight. I want to get you fit, but you can stay fat. That's sick shit. You want someone to make progress without making progress. Okay, so fat positive therapist, no such thing. In other words, you are a grifter, you're an enabler, and you're also a fucking liar. Pretty much an evil person, but here we go.
Hi, it's Kayla, your fat positive therapist, and here are some frustrated in fatness thoughts for you.
No, I don't want to do it. Oh. God damn it.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Everyone but Kayla. All right, some frustrated and fatness thoughts for you. Oh, you fucking cunt. Here we go.
Your body isn't a disease. You are not
Your body might be diseased.
meant to be fixed.
You are meant to be improved and developed. So, look, your body's not a disease. No, who says that term? Your body might have many diseases. You might be at dis-ease because you're carrying around an extra human on you every day. You're not meant to be fixed. You're meant to develop and personally grow. So these are people that just don't want to change. She's trying to help you justify, hey, I can stay fat and stay sick. Oh, I guess I don't have disease. So you hear that? You hear that cancer? You hear that heart disease? You hear that metabolic syndrome? You just have to pretend like it doesn't exist. Fuck, this land of make-believe is great. It's fun. It's so much easier. Shit, I'm going to stop working out. I'm just going to think that I'm huge and just pretend like I'm muscular. I don't even have to lift anymore. God, that saves a lot of time.
There's not a thin person inside of you waiting to come out.
What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. You're not stuck inside a fat body. You just are fat. There's a thin person inside of you? What do you think? How do you think a body works? Is it like one of those like Russian dolls? Like you just keep on like taking like those embedded dolls, you just keep on opening and opening and opening. There's like a smaller doll inside. What do you think this is? Like Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Just inside another fucking body? What is this? What do you think a human is? Like a transformer? What is this? What do you think is going on? How do you think the human body works? How do you think the human body functions? What do you think is going on inside? A thin person inside of me. There's a fat person. You are the fat person. You can change your habits and not be as fat. You could build muscle. Like what? All right. Well, there's that. Okay. So there's still 45 seconds left of retardation. Let's continue.
There is nothing wrong with your body.
This is making it like a moral issue. There's nothing wrong with your body. I disagree. There's something wrong. And it's not so much like there's something wrong with your body. You are doing poorly with your habits, which is leading to your outcome. There's a reason why your body is the way it is because of your lifestyle habits. So people that are fat and trying to justify obesity will say that it's this moral issue. You're not a morally bad person. I don't say that. You're not morally evil. You might just be lazy. You might just have terrible habits. You might be psychologically playing the victim and you need to change your mindset. So again, this is an argument that no one's making. There's nothing wrong with your body. That's not helping anyone. That's not helping anyone. Fine. Agreed. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with your body. There's something wrong with your lifestyle habits. There's something wrong with your mindset. Okay.
Going for health is a really ableist concept that...
Jesus fucking Christ, you're an idiot.
If you can't be at least mildly interesting, then shut the hell up.
Going for health is a really ableist concept. My dear, you are the worst you're one of the worst therapists I've ever had on the show. It's ableist? What the fuck are you talking about? Everyone can do better. Even if you don't have fucking legs or arms, you can still eat better food. You can still make a better choice. I don't know. I've seen lots of videos with people that have like 2 stumps for arms and legs and they're still training in the gym. They're doing more than your fucking fat ass. Let's continue. Not one point has been made yet, by the way. Talk more and say less. It's unbelievable how much sound is coming out of your face hole. Jesus Christ.
Concept that can't help everybody.
It can't help everyone. It literally.
You're allowed to just exist as you are in your full body.
What does that even fucking mean? You're allowed to just exist. No shit, you're just existing. You're not doing anything else. That's why you're fat. Because I'm just existing. Oh, I'm allowed? Oh, thank you, Karen. Or Kayla, right? What's the fucking difference? Thank you so much. I'm allowed to exist? Oh, I'm existing. Look at me existing. This is me existing. This is me existing. Thank you. Thank you for the permission. I'm allowed to just exist. I'm going to exist in my body in the fucking gym. Getting fucking swole, by the way. This is so stupid. Are you doing this inside a bathroom? What is that wallpaper? What is going on here? What is that wallpaper? Okay, let's continue.
You can take up as much space as you want.
Yep.
You don't have to change who you are or your body. Also, if your body changes, that's okay.
Oh my God. Did you really just say that? That's a soundboard.
You don't have to change who you are or your body. Also, if your body changes, that's okay. There's way too much pressure, specifically on women, to meet these expectations. And
there's equally as much pressure on men. You haven't been online much. People are online in the comments all the time, like calling dudes short and shit that they can't. Like, there's a lot of shit on men. in this culture. Like, people use like height as a pejorative. Talk about something you can't change. You can't change how tall you are. You can change how much cake you fucking eat. Okay.
And it's unrealistic. It's unattainable. And it burns us all out.
Don't act like you're burnt out. You're burnt out, Kayla? Burnt out from what? Walking from the bed to the kitchen table to make this fucking video? How are you burnt out? Tell me what you do. I want to know what she eats. I want to know her moment to moment, an entire diary. I want an objective fucking log, Monday through Sunday. I want to know. Never going to get it. I'm just saying, imagine what she does. Imagine what she eats. Imagine what she does for exercise. Imagine her nutrition. Just imagine everything. Imagine the 7 pillars. Imagine what she does. And then picture her, like what she does. And then these words coming out of her mouth and being like, you fucking like hypocrite, like you literal grifter. You're not doing anything to help yourself. And then pretending like you're this morally superior person because you don't take care of yourself.
You even live in a fat body. You
don't live in a fat body. This is not like moving. Like, oh, I'm living in a fat body. You are fat. You're fat. And again, stop making it synonymous with you're a bad person. We have fat people in the Swole fam. But fatness is a mindset. It's like this lazy, pathetic victim mindset. Do better for yourself. I'm not saying you're going to have a shredded 8-pack and you're going to, I don't know, be an Olympic athlete, but you can do better. You're going to feel better. Stop this fat victim mindset. Terrible. 6 seconds left. Holy shit.
Awesome. Your body's awesome. And you deserve love, respect, kindness, and to be left alone.
You don't left alone. See, these are people that hate the voice inside their own heads and they can't escape their own negativity and lack of self-respect. So they feel like they're being attacked. They're left alone. No one's attacking you. You're putting this shit out here, so I'm voicing my opinion. I'm not attacking you. I'm just responding to the stupid shit coming out of your face. Kayla could have not made this video. I'm not going to come after someone and be like, look at her. Look at her. I'm not going to be standing on the side of the road or like outside a Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme being like, look at Kayla. Look at Kayla. But if you're going to put dumb shit out there, then yeah, I'm going to respond to it. You deserve love. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if anyone deserves anything. Your body is awesome. That's an opinion. Deserve love, respect, kindness. I'm not saying don't be kind to people, but respect is earned. No one just automatically gets respect. If it's a stranger, you introduce someone, it's not saying don't disrespect someone. Allow them to earn it. Allow them to earn it. I'm not saying don't be nice to people that you don't know. I'm not saying like, oh, look at a fucking asshole. But if, respect is earned. You can default to being respectful to other people. Sure. But you have to earn that shit. You don't just deserve it for being an asshole. You don't deserve it for lying and for grifting and for like poisoning people's minds. Okay. So there's that. Let's get a Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Let's get a
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Mercy, mercy, mercy.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Hashtag butt my thyroid for a chance to win today's Swole card. Oh, that was all right.
I gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
All right. We got one more. Let's follow this up. Let's finish this off strong. This is called... Is that a filter? No, I don't know. Jesus Christ. I might just play this through. I can't with this video. I can't. It's so horrible looking. Jesus Christ. I'm going to get us started.
Boys have a penis, girls have vagina.
It's titled Gender Affirming Care Facts. One, you should not affirm gender at all. Like, you shouldn't affirm any of this stuff. That's child abuse. That's manipulation. It's sick, twisted shit. And this is like the new Holocaust that we're doing in this country, that we're perpetuating on kids and people that, and it, like young individuals that are unable to make their own sovereign choice. Like, this is sick shit. It's sick fucking shit. This is the kind of stuff we're going to look back on in like 30, 40 years. And it's just going to be one of the greatest atrocities in history, period. I don't know what this dude's going to say, but this is such fucking frightening image. Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go.
There is no surgical intervention happening to transgender children to change their sex. This is simply not happening. Here are the actual facts.
You can't change someone's sex. That's what you're trying to say? You can't change it. So are you making the argument against it? You can't change someone's sex. It's kind of like your DNA and shit.
Medical professionals are not giving puberty blockers to children who have not reached puberty. Fact.
Yes, they are. What? Yes, they are. That's what. This is why they're called puberty blockers, because you give them before they get to puberty. The IQ is not strong with this one.
Puberty. Fact. Puberty blockers are fully reversible. Fact.
Fucking absolutely false. Absolutely false. You're fucked for life. Absolutely fucked for life. Absolute child abuse. Child abuse. Not fully reversible. Not even close to reversible. Not even slightly remotely close to being reversible.
Hormone treatments don't generally begin until after 16 years of age. Fact. Sex reassignment surgery is considered at 18 based on making certain criteria. Fact. Gender affirming care is life-saving care.
No, it's not. Most suicides come after, like later on, after surgeries and after all this stuff, because you're on hormones and you're fucked up for a decade. The next 10, 20 years is going to be seriously tragic. Not fact at all. And this image that I'm looking at, if you're just listening, is horrendously grotesque.
Share this post to spread facts.
No, I don't think you know. I don't think you know what a fact is.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I don't think you know what a fact is.
We choose truth over facts.
Don't think you're aware of what that actually means. Okay, I'm not going to. That was it. Let's leave it. Jesus Christ.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
Fucking ridiculous. Gross. Just fucking gross. Fucking gross. And my posts and my accounts get fucking permanently banned and flagged and shit like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's give away today's swole card before I punch myself in the dick. Hashtag buttmathyroid. Drop that in the comments down below. Here we go. Falcon. Let's do it. Butt my fucking thyroid. Butt your fucking thyroid. Do you got a fucking thyroid? We got a winner. It is Heidi. Congratulations. All right, Heidi. Let's see this comment. Hashtag but my thyroid. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@sonorosity.com. Swole card 2378 in the subject. Your mailing address is by the email. It says plane seats cost money. You have to pay just as much as everyone else, and you're not entitled to take up other people's spaces either. I seriously have so much hate for these people. Indeed. And coming from someone who's lost a ton of weight, Heidi knows what she's talking about. And it's always interesting Congratulations, Heidi. It's always interesting when, of course, in the Swole fam, you have people that are obese, overweight, or have been obese or overweight or in the process or lost a lot of weight. How come some people make massive changes to their life and to their body, and you're like, this doesn't make any fucking sense? But then you have some people like, yeah, how come some people complain, whine, bitch, and moan, other people take action and make changes? Does it mean that everyone's going to have the same starting point? No. Does it mean everyone has the same amount of money in their bank account? No. Does it mean that everyone has the same skin color? No. Does it mean that everyone has the same height? No. Does it mean that everyone has the same amount of limbs or something? No. Does it mean everyone's a different person? We get it. Everyone's, but my lived experience. Everyone has a different life. That's why we're an individual. Okay. You're not this, there's no carbon copy clones of anyone anywhere. Okay. You're a different person. We get it. But how come some people shut the fuck up and put in the work? And how come other people whine, bitch, and moan and complain and blame everyone else for the problems? That is the fundamental issue. If you are obese or overweight, I feel for you. I hear you. The Swole fam is here. Listen to the podcast. It's free. There's so many resources. Make better choices and get to work. I'm not making fun. I'm not like spitting on fat people in the streets. Okay, make those positive changes. But if you are going to be obese and make these fucking videos, I don't care if you're obese or not, and make these goddamn videos bitching and moaning and blaming everyone else for your problems, fuck you. I'm gonna roast you alive. Not literally, figuratively here on the Swole. All you have to do is shut the fuck up and put in work. No one's coming after you. No one's going to be shitting on you. Just stop posting dumb shit. If you're going to say dumb shit, then there's an issue. Because you're just lying to yourself. And even if you want to lie to yourself, you're spitting that out into the universe, and you're poisoning other people's brains, and you're giving other people a false sense of security. Like, oh, there's someone else that speaks to me. Of course it speaks to you. You don't want to put in any fucking work. Any excuse to find someone else that's justifying being a victim. Oh, wow. Someone else is pathetic too. We can just cry on each other's shoulders and I feel better about myself. It's like watching a fucking soap opera. Well, their lives suck. It makes me feel better about mine. That's why people like watching the Kardashians, because you're like, oh my God, all that money. Oh my God. And they're still having all these issues, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm so glad I'm average. I'm so glad I'm... It's like people watch this shit. They like to watch fights on TV and other people having arguments, and they like to see when a celebrity or something does something right. Like, oh, cool. Okay. It's like bringing someone else down to your level rather than like improving yourself and investing in yourself. Okay. Anyway, congratulations, Heidi. Nice little rant at the end there. Congratulations. Let's nut this beesh and go to the fucking gym. Here we go. We'll take some soundboard requests. Drop in the comments down below. Soundboard requests.
No need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
Emotional damage.
Dodson, we've got Dodson here.
Because stickers?
Come on, don't bullshit me.
I'm a fair guy, but this heat is making me absolutely crazy.
Great Scott!
What happened to your queer party friends?
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
I'm totally comfortable in my body. I just don't want to be in pain.
No medication except my fucking antidepressants.
So per is a neopronoun that comes from the word person, which is why I really like him.
As you can see, my nipples have been removed from my body. Where they are, I don't know.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
I better use my strong.
Ever served in a forward area?
Eat shit, Derek. Loud noises!
How about I send you a hobo's dick cheese?
I like to caress rusty spoons.
Oh, baby.
I arrive in America's airport with clothing, US dollars, and a jar of gypsy tears to protect me from AIDS.
I got hairy legs.
Well, I'll be damned.
Ooh, Lacey, go fuck yourself in the airport. I got you, fam.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Hello, baby.
What is a best move to silence a woman?
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
All right, fam. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share the podcast. Head on over to swolenormousx.com and join the Swole fam today. And I agree, I need to get the Alex Jones making the frog. It's making the frogs gay. I need to get that soundboard. All right, there's a bunch that I need to get. I need to get like another soundboard. But yeah, I'll get on that. Make sure you hit the like button, all that stuff, and leave us a 5-star review. Even if you watch the show more often or you prefer to watch, I appreciate it. Make sure you head on over to the podcast app of your choice and leave us a 5-star review. It helps tremendously. We don't get a lot of distribution, shocker, on these public platforms, but share the clips, share the links, and leave us a review. It helps tremendously. Sometimes the podcast apps would be like, hey, you like knowledge cock? You can't find it anywhere? Here's some knowledge cock for you. Your fucking ear holes. And of course, we'll be back here tomorrow for 2379. Thanks for being here. Peace McGee's, Deuce Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my